Hi everyone, welcome back. This is lesson number 23, and today we are going to be talking about how to express things that you need to do. If you have any sort of obligation or any obligations, these will be good words for you to memorize. Generally, we English speakers, we use two ways of expressing that you need to do something in English, or that you have to do something. The first way is using have to. Okay, so we say have to do this, have to do that, okay? The next way is to use the verb must, okay? Must is a modal verb, okay? So we can use have to or must. Both of these terms are used in spoken English, but have to, I would say, is used more in the spoken language when you talk with your friends or your family, okay? A must, we use it to express a responsibility, an obligation, or something that's important to do with more of an emphasis, okay, than have to. And although they have the same meaning in their positive form, they do not mean the same thing in their negative forms, okay? So let's look at some examples with have to and must in the positive sense. Number one, you have to go to the store to pick up bread. So when we use have to, that's how normally people would say it, okay? You have to go to the store to pick up bread. We don't have bread at the house, okay? We need to eat dinner. You have to go to the store to pick up bread. Or you could say, you must go to the store to pick up bread. Okay, there's more of an emphasis on the necessity of going to the store to pick up bread to bring it home. Okay, number two, I have to tell you something. Or you could say, I must tell you something, right? Again, have to is used more commonly. So you will more often than not hear people use I have to tell you something instead of I must tell you something. When you use must, it sounds very formal, okay? Number three, I have to help my sister with the chores. Now, chores, as you know, because we've learned this word in other lessons, chores are the things that you do around the house, like when you wipe the windows, or when you mop and sweep the floor, when you clean the kitchen, when you clean the living room. These are chores, the things that you have to do to make the house beautiful and clean. And anyways, so I have to help my sister with the chores, and I must help my sister with the chores. Again, must puts an emphasis on the responsibility of helping your sister with the chores. Okay, there's a larger responsibility there. Number four, they have to brush their teeth before bedtime. Or you could say, they must brush their teeth before bedtime. Okay, same thing here. You know, we normally say have to, and must is used for more formal situations. So you wouldn't necessarily hear must used all that often. Okay? Number five, we have to do the laundry. Or you could say, we must do the laundry. So we have to do the laundry is like, your clothes are dirty, okay? But you still have some clean clothes left to last you maybe 1 or 2 or 3 days. Whereas we must do the laundry, it sounds like it's urgent. You need to do it right now. You have no clean laundry, okay? All the laundry is dirty. So you must do the laundry immediately. All right, so those are kind of the differences, guys. I would stick with this one and say have to more often than not, because it sounds more natural, and English speakers more often use this word than the verb must. Okay? So this is the positive sense of these two words, have to and must. And as you can see in all these examples here, you can use one or the other. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter all that much which one you choose, but must sounds a bit too formal for a casual conversation that you'd have with your friends and family. So I would recommend that you use have to in most of the cases, okay? Also, depending on the situation, a speaker might choose one word over the other to sound better, okay? To sound maybe smarter, or maybe to sound more formal, or maybe it's just their style of speaking. Knowing which one to use is something that will come more naturally to you as you start listening to more English speakers speaking in English and interacting with them more often, okay? You can also listen to the radio, or you can watch a lot of movies, and you'll kind of get an idea of which one to use just by watching a lot of movies and listening to the radio. All right, so now, like I said before, these words do not mean the same thing in their negative form. So now we're going to look at the difference, but we're going to look at the negative form, okay? We will begin with don't have to, okay? So instead of have to, we put don't here. Now, we're not going to use must at all, because we don't really use must in the negative form, okay? So when we're talking about negative things, forget about must, okay? We're not going to use it. We're going to use it over here, but that's a little different, okay? Let's stick with don't have to right now with the negative form. Number one, you don't have to come if you don't want to, okay? You're not obliged to come, okay? Nobody's going to force you to come if you don't want to, okay? There's no pressure. You have no pressure. Number two, we don't have to wear suits in the office, okay? So obviously you're working in an office, okay? So it's your job. And you're not required to wear suits, okay? You can wear whatever you want. Maybe you can wear a t-shirt like this. You can wear nice pants and nice shoes, but you don't have to wear a suit, okay? A suit is like when you have a coat and you have the tie and you have a jacket over your shirt, okay? And you have a belt and you have nice leather shoes. That is what a suit consists of. But you don't have to wear a suit, so don't worry about it. Number three, they don't have to sleep until 10. Obviously, we're talking about 10 p.m. here. So they don't have to sleep until 10 at night, or maybe it's in the morning. Maybe they work at night, so they sleep during the day. So they don't have to sleep until 10. They're not obliged to sleep. Number four, the bread doesn't have to be put in the fridge, okay? Number five, I don't have to go to work on Saturdays, okay? So obviously here, you have maybe Saturday off, okay? So you work Monday through Friday, but you don't work Saturday, and maybe you don't work Sunday. Number six, this car doesn't have to have a checkup until May, okay? So you have a car, it needs a checkup, but not until the month of May, okay? You're not required to bring it in because it will be fine until the month of May. Number seven, those bottles don't have to be recycled today. No, you could do it another day, not today. You could do it tomorrow or next week or next month. But you don't have to recycle the bottles today. They don't have to be recycled today, okay? So guys, that's how you use the negative form. Again, we use have to in most cases, and it basically just means that you're not required to do something, okay? So in all these examples here, 1 through 7, you'll notice that we're talking about something that is not required or necessary. Now we're going to look at, here, I'll switch like this. Now we're going to look at mustn't and must not, okay? Which means the same exact thing. Mustn't is just shortened form, okay? Must not. Mustn't. Mustn't indicates something that is against the rules and is forbidden, okay? You cannot do it. Maybe there is a law that says you can't do it, but in any case, you can't do it. It's against school rules, it's against the rules of a country, or it's against the laws of a state, whatever it may be. It's something that you cannot and that you should not do, okay? Number 1, okay? You mustn't walk on the grass. Okay, so you've probably seen a sign or two like this that says you mustn't walk on the grass. The grass looks nice and green and very pretty, and you don't want to walk on it and destroy it. So you'll see a sign that says you mustn't walk on the grass. Okay, let's go to this one. Number 2, I mustn't smoke in the hospital. Okay, it's something that I'm forbidden from doing. Okay, I mustn't smoke a cigarette in the hospital. Okay, you cannot do that in hospitals, obviously. Number 3, we mustn't talk in class. Okay, so we mustn't talk in class. It's against school rules, okay, or the classroom rules. We mustn't talk in class. Okay, next one. You mustn't drive drunk. Okay, obviously that's very bad. It's against the law. It's against all the rules of any country. And morally, it's probably wrong. Yeah, morally, I'd say it's wrong. You mustn't drive drunk. It's forbidden. Okay? I'll write that for you just so you know how to write it. You mustn't drive drunk. In all these cases, you could say, it is forbidden. Okay? Forbidden means you cannot do it. It's against the rules, it's against the law, it's bad. Okay? Next one. They mustn't do that. Okay? Whatever it is they're doing, they mustn't do that. They must stop. You mustn't park in the handicap parking spot. So you'll often see these in the parking lots of supermarkets. Okay? And these are spots reserved for people who maybe can't walk so well, or they have a handicap, maybe they can't breathe so well, okay? But they need to park closer to a facility, okay? They need to park closer to the restaurant, they need to park closer to the supermarket, or the grocery store, or whatever it might be. You mustn't park in the handicap parking spot unless you yourself are handicapped, or have something physically that prevents you from walking too far, okay? Anyways, guys, that's it for this lesson. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Don't forget, if you like these videos and if you like this lesson, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, all right? Goodbye, see you next time.